You know, I don't really go too far in depth with it, but as far as what I picked up, I felt like, you know, I mean, we're all human beings, right? You know, and I felt like I would want to treat you the way I would want to be treated. So that's kind of what I'd be putting down.
So, would you want somebody to correct you when you're going wrong, going off?
Of course.
A lot of people, they say don't judge. When somebody actually just telling you, does say at the Lord, hey, this ain't what you're supposed to be doing, breaking the commandments of God. A lot of our people say, well, everybody breaks it. You can't tell me that person's doing it.
Right.
So, if you would love somebody to treat you the same way that you would treat them, would you want somebody to or correct you when you're going off and help you to live a better life or to straighten you out?
I'm open to anything.
All praise, all praise. So that's what we actually out here to do, is to wake our people up and let them know who they are according to the Bible. What they supposed to be doing, which is keeping the commandments of God.
Right.
Do you agree with that?
I agree with it.
Do you think that we can keep it?
I think we can.
All praise, all praise. So what would be your nationality?
I'm Native.
Native
American.
Native American.
Native Indigenous.
Okay. All praise. Now did you know that, well, what would your father be?
Where's my father?
What would he be? What would be his nationality?
It'd be Yaqui Native American.
So 9 times out of 10, you might be from the tribe of Gad or Reuben. From the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Because these are the individuals who were warriors nonetheless, but conquered just like we were. You know what I'm saying? Forced to live in horrible conditions. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But do you know why these things happen? Why did you all, or why did Native indigenous people, why did they have to go to war against the so-called white man? Why did they have to fight over their land? Why did they have to give up their customs? Why did they have to go to these boarding schools to be assimilated into today's society? Why did these things happen? You have any idea?
Well, I can't think for them, honestly. I don't know why they did it.
All right, what about so-called black man? Why you think he had to go into slavery? Why you think he was put on them slave ships and put on the plantation? Or the same thing?
Like I said, I don't know how the white people be thinking. I'm not, that's not me, you know what I mean? I can't think what they think, you know what I mean? That's not me, personally.
It's not how you think, but...
That's not how I think. I can't even fathom the thought of how they thought that.
Oh, praise.
Like, I just don't, you know what I mean? That's not in me. It's not.
It don't supposed to be in you.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't think of that.
Right.
So it's not in my brain to give you an answer.
I understand what you're saying. Yep.
But the answer to those questions that I just asked you, I asked you written in the Bible. That our people don't read. You might read, yeah, that sounds good. You might read church text, John 3:16. God so loved the world. We might know that like the back of our hand.
Well, we could read it, but we can't pick up the picture.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I've read the book 3 times when I was incarcerated, and I still didn't pick up the picture.
Exactly.
I only got glimpses. You know what I mean? What my imagination let me see. You know what I mean? And that was more of a lack of education because I was so young. You know what I mean? I couldn't dream about what life could be for me.
Right.
Where I need to be. You know what I mean? I didn't have no vision for that.
Lost in the South.
I was lost in the South.
Give me Psalm 111, verse 10. Psalm 111, verse 10. I'm glad you stopped, man. What's your name?
Isaac.
Isaac? Hear that? Isaac, all praise.
Well, my mother was a Christian, so she named me Isaac. He's laughing.
Psalms chapter 111, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of
A good understanding of all they that do his commandments.
So you said you read it 2 times, but it didn't. It gave you the answer that you were seeking.
Right.
You got to keep the commandments in order to get that understanding. It's like we heard.
When you say the commandments, we talking about the 10 commandments that was given to Moses?
He was given more than 10.
Okay.
You know, and that's why I was talking to the other brother that didn't walk on. This book is this big. And you were actually thinking it was talking about 10 commandments.
I wouldn't think so.
I Alright.
I don't think it had multiple commandments for sure.
Exactly.
Over 600.
But I just wanted to see what you were putting down, if it was that or if it was something else.
Right.
But now you tell me it's multiple.
Stole land, you know what I'm saying? For instance, bring me out I'm gonna go to Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. This is a commandment that our people are supposed to about. How you doing, sis? Well,
Book of Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind, as womankind is an abomination.
read that one more time. Read it loud.
Book of Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind, as with womankind it is abomination.
I couldn't tell you what that meant.
Man is not supposed to lay with another man like he lay with a woman. See it? So what is that talking about?
I guess.
Say.
And be gaming.
Exactly. He say, hey, the Lord ain't dealing with you.
Yeah.
That's an abomination. That's one thing that is not being taught about. They say accept people for who they are. Yeah, we accept people for who they are, but the Lord said keep my commandments. Because he also told us to be fruitful and multiply. How can a man laying down with another man multiply?
Right.
It's not possible.
Right.
So that's part of keeping the commandments.
Right.
If you don't understand, you don't read it, how can you know to keep it?
Well, like I said, I don't even think like that.
Right.
For me to even fathom the knowledge of that. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
you don't want to go.
can't-
You don't think like that because you ain't going down that path.
But I'm also not sitting there correcting nobody because, I mean, what people do is none of my business. But
It
at the
is
same
your business, especially if it's your people or your own family.
And that's one thing it don't be is my people or my family. And I'm not saying that all my people, as far as skin color, are not like that. But I'm talking about my people in general, as found in my circle.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
But you see it all the time.
I do.
It's on every movie, TV show, commercial. You see it all around. And they pushing it harder and harder for women.
Ain't changed me. I ain't changed me.
You gotta think about it. You gotta think beyond yourself. You gotta think about your people. Because it ain't just about me.
Yeah.
It ain't just about this brother.
Right.
Like,
It's the message for the children.
I mean, if there's
That's
the case,
how-
we wouldn't be out here. We come out here because we trying to keep our people.
Yeah.
That's the only reason we up there. The Lord tell us to go to the highways and byways and compel our people to come in. So that means we come out here, we see you as our brother, trying to keep us up, we trying to bring you into the fold because the longer we stay in sin, the more they're going to keep their foot on our neck. That's why what the Most High did, still come here to the Latinos. You see how blacks and Latinos, Native Americans, English, you see how we get treated compared to the rest.
And all of that, but I feel like we're divided. Yeah. And I hate to say it too, but I feel like it's them trying to divide us.
Yes,
You know what I mean? Planting seeds in between us.
Yeah, that's good.
And seeing if we take the bait or not.
You know what they call it? They call practice count. They know we're natives. We don't know that we're natives.
Right.
We got people like me and him know that the Mexican and the Native American are brothers. But the majority of black men don't know that y'all are our brothers. The majority of Native Americans don't know that we our brother and the Mexicans.
And we was always taught.
Right.
We was always taught that, you know what I mean? No matter what.
Bring that out of song, baby.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. It shall come to pass that thou wilt not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. For all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All these curses come upon us if we do not keep the commandments. Part of those curses is division amongst us as a nation, separation, divide us at every opportunity. Us not having our own enemy, having an enemy to come and overtake us. Those are part of the curses that are written in the scripture. Us not keeping his commandments. Bring it out right quick. Amos 3 and 1.
Amos chapter
Be
3,
loud.
verse 1.
Look.
Hear this word. The Lord shall have spoken against you, O child of Israel.
Oh, who?
O child of Israel.
Oh, children of Israel. He said, hear this word that the Lord has spoken against us. Read it.
Against the whole family that I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying to you, saying, You only have I known as a family of the earth. Therefore I punish you.
Only have I known all the families of the earth. Therefore what?
Therefore I punish you
Therefore I will punish you.
for all your iniquities.
All of our sins. So he ain't punished them. He ain't dealing with everybody else. He's dealing with us. That's why we have all of this that you see right here. That's why they got books on so-called Indian slavery. That's why they were burning us alive, hanging us, putting us on them ships, roping us up like they roping up cattle. These things happen to our people, your people, and it's for a reason. Because we broke the Most High's command. Our people don't know why these things happen. All we do is go to schools and listen to what they tell us and learn the history that they want to provide for us. But if we do a little research, a little digging, we find out what actually went on. Just like I didn't know before coming into this understanding how they would take our brothers and sisters and put them in the board seat, cut their hair off, force them to dress like so-called white. Then using the track folks, use their skills to go track down other enemies. They was even burying them behind the schools, all around the United States. Yeah, I didn't know these things. Didn't know that majority of the Army helicopters and machines were named after so-called Apaches, things of that nature. Comanche.
If you look at the population, 250,000 plus, that was just what was documented. When you put them on the Trail of Tears, and you look at how many survived at the end of it, less than 2,000. It's a lot of bodies.
Exactly. They don't speak about it because they talk about the Holocaust all the time.
Right.
They don't speak about our brothers and sisters that they put to death, wrote books about, made movies about.
And that was after they came. When they first came, the biggest thing that killed the natives was the sickness. Because we weren't exposed to nothing like that. No smallpox, no MRSA, none of that.
Wow.
10 to 12.
I knew you were doing that.
Bring that out. Bring that out.
I got you. And this is part of the commandment that we were supposed to know.
Because like you said, like they came over here, what they gave, told them we're gonna get y'all these drinks, so y'all can keep going for the woman. And what they put in the drink? Smallpox. Some that helped kill the Native Americans out. Bring that out. And they were questioning that man, that he really was trying to help them.
Right.
The book of Sirach or Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 2. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Just like iron rust, it guarantees you leave some iron out there in the element, it's gonna rust. I'm saying that's just like that's as a white man's wicked. Read.
Though he humbled himself.
He humbled himself when he came over here to Native American land. He humbled himself, read.
And go crouching. Yet take good heed and beware of him.
The Indians, Native Americans, they didn't beware of him.
No.
They did not do that, read.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away.
You know, like you might be cleaning one of your glass at the house. You clean it, you think it's clean. You take a second look at it, and there's a couple of smudges.
A little deeper.
Yeah, that's how you got to look at it.
Exactly.
Hey, they come out, you know, we give y'all a second, they help y'all out, take y'all need help with house.
Right.
If you do it again, you ain't doing that. Just,
Exactly.
You got to watch them.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place.
And that's what he did to the Native American Indians. Came over here, crossing like he humble. He called himself giving them blankets with smallpox, trying to act like he want to help them. Now you done. What he did, overthrow the Native Americans. It's not just stood in his place. Read it.
Sirach chapter 12, verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith.
So that just give you an example. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's mentality. Get in good with it and seek to overthrow you. Then he ruling over you. He came over here and started ruling over the Native American in their land. You know?
Yeah, when you got a bunch of tribes, you know, I mean, when it's a nation, you could take a president and cripple the nation, right? Like of that nation.
Right.
But since the Native Americans were all separated into different chieftains, you couldn't just take one native and cripple it.
Right. Yeah,
So they had a force to be reckoned with when it came to the Native Americans, you know what I mean? And that's why they had to think a little harder to be able to kill us off. You see what I'm saying?
They think
They
hard.
didn't want to keep us as slaves. They didn't want to keep us. They wanted us to die. You know what I mean? And they wanted nothing to do with us. And the reason why we fought so hard, Native Americans fought so hard for just the small portion of land they got. You know what I mean? And you look at their government, the Cherokee government, the Navajo government, they're their own government.
Right.
And they are their own law enforcement, their own PD or fire department, their own medical institutes.
Right.
I'm from Arizona.
Okay.
If you go out there, their medical facilities are one of the best you can go to.
You just got me.
One of their you know what I mean? Their land is beautiful.
Right.
Wild horses, cattle, you know what I mean? And one thing that we capitalized off of was the casino, you know what I mean? Which brought a lot of fortunate money for us to be able to fight the economical warfare that we had to go through. It's like you said, we didn't have blankets back then, so they gave it to us. So we made sure that we needed to make our own blanket so they don't have to give us nothing, right?
No, we can't look. And they won't look to stay back.
Right. That's why we're all in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? Where's your nearest reservation? Far.
When?
Nearest reservation.
Here?
From where we're at right now, where's the nearest reservation? Wetumpka would be one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Wetumpka would be one. You see what I'm saying? It's far. You see, and there's just that one.
Yeah.
There's just that one.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45. I'll show you something that's being part of the church. You ever seen that movie, Apocalypto?
Love that movie. Mel
You remember
Gibson,
that?
very good.
You remember what happened at the very end of the movie?
Yeah, the ship's came. When they were running away from the Aztec, the Inca.
Who was on them ships?
Conquistador.
Alright. Now I'm going to show you that that's in the Bible.
Alright. Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So these curses that we have on us as a whole nation, 12 tribes, these curses will be upon us for a sign to show us who we are in the last days. Read.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
You didn't serve the Lord as Lord. You weren't grateful and thankful for the things that you did for. You still ain't doing it today. So read.
Therefore shall thou serve thy enemies.
Say what?
Therefore shall thou serve thy enemies,
With
the Lord,
with who?
with the Lord,
The Lord sent them here for. Now, at the end of that movie, they came crossing them ships. The Lord did this. How did they even know we was over? Or y'all was over? Read.
which the Lord shall send against you in hunger,
In what?
in hunger,
Anytime we want something to eat, we gotta go to our enemies. Want at McDonald's, you want something out of Coke, Publix, Walmart, right. You gotta go to our enemies. You don't own it.
and in thirst,
Anytime you want something to drink, you gotta go to your enemies. Whether it's liquor, beer, Coke, Sprite, water, you gotta go to our enemies.
and in nakedness,
Clothing, J's, search, we gotta go to our enemy.
And they want all things.
And they want all things, a driver's license, a diploma, a death certificate, a passport. You gotta go to our enemy. You can't go to each other.
Right.
And he,
And who?
and he
And our enemy.
shall put a yoke of iron.
You should what?
Shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed it.
Destroyed us physically, mentally, and spiritually. And financially. Destroyed us. You're gonna keep that yoke of iron on our neck until you have destroyed us. Yeah. We still here, but he destroyed us mentally. You don't know who we are. You don't know that we are a nation.
You don't know who he is.
Right. You don't know that we are God's children. You don't know why this happened. You don't know why these individuals were able to conquer us. You don't know these things. Therefore, we are destroyed mentally.
I've only met a handful of native speakers because of it. When we were taken out of the tribe land and thrown into a boarding school, stripped from our culture, our education.
That's how we know we brothers. Now, the same thing that happened to us happened to y'all. Just like you said, took your name, same thing happened to us.
No, you know what I mean?
Y'all got one family, the culprit is the same person.
Exactly. Yeah, and I heard a good quote. It was, "You know who the enemy is, but you still bargain to hate me."
Damn.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I
saw
mean?
a video, man.
And it was mostly in between, you know, two of the same descendants of Brown. You know what I mean? And I'm a big person on the word together, as one another, as one. You know what I mean? Because I know who the enemy is, right? You guys are not my enemy.
Right.
You guys are a people that were oppressed. I was a people that was oppressed.
Look at the
Jeremiah 50 and 33.
oppressed to go.
Jeremiah what?
How y'all doing?
Oh, doing good.
Right? Jeremiah 50
So I'm
and 33.
always thinking of ways to be able to come together. You know what I mean? Even though like me and my girlfriend's a black woman, and we have discussions a lot, right? And one of our discussions was about the rioting and stuff like that. And she said,
Talking about out there in Cali.
out there in Cali, right? She said some of the Latin people are really mad that black people won't support. And she was like, and I see them commenting racial slurs and all this. And I tell her, I was like, you can't let those people get to you. I was like, because you never know who's a facade, who's putting on a face. That might not really be a Latin American that's saying that.
Yeah.
Because you go look at the Latin American brothers, you won't see us out here blatantly trying to disrespect other brown cultures.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We try to help one another, love one another. So I had this discussion with her, and I was like, you know me, right? You know I have love for everybody, right? And we both know who the enemy is, right? So why don't we work together on trying to fix what's happening? You know what I mean? In just us. In just us. You know what I mean? And it was a heated argument. You know what I mean? But I wanted to make sure that I de-escalated it to be silver between us both. You know what I mean? Because that's what they planted in us, was that seed of separation and division.
And when we go at each other, when they go come back fast and eat their pop.
Yeah.
Look at these niggas.
Yeah.
Look at these speak.
Yeah.
I saw a video with about 8 black guys fighting about 8 or 9 men. They beating the shit out of each other. And I commented. And basically my comment was like, I said, those blacks in this one got to go.
Yep.
I said, these white people sit back laughing at our stupid.
They are.
Right. And so when I put that, I got a lot of positive comments from black and Latino. But it was the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
And a big problem is a language barrier.
exactly.
Let's bring this out just to show you how we can actually solve these problems. Because what you're talking about is unity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the Bible actually is describing. Bring it up.
Read it strong and loud.
Book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1.
Huh?
Gather yourselves together.
Do what?
Gather yourselves together.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, gather together as no nation not desired.
So we got to gather ourselves together. That's what the Lord is talking about. We've been separated. He stripped us of our heritage, meaning our unity, he stripped that from us. That's why we all separated and scattered all around the world. There's no unity. One of the things he's telling us to do is gather ourselves together.
Did you, that scripture he read, did you hear the end part, what he called us? He said, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, old nation, not desire.
Exactly.
Nobody desires Michigan. Nobody desires black, Native American. We the most hated among all other races. So he let you know who he's talking about. He's talking about us.
Right. Read it.
Be strong and loud, son.
Jeremiah 50, verse 33. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel,
The children of Israel.
of Judah were
And
oppressed,
Judah.
were oppressed together.
Were what?
Were oppressed together.
You all pressed together. You go through the same thing together. Same thing. And been going through it for a long damn time. It's just now we starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together. We waking up in these last days to understand truly what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Understanding who we are as people. We are a nation, man. One nation of people that consists of 12 tribes.
I feel like I was sent to Alabama for a reason, and I couldn't find out why. And you know what I mean? Over the years, I'm realizing it's because of not what I say or what I do, but who I am. You know what I mean? You won't see someone like me, you know what I mean, as far as Native American goes. You won't speak to people like me, you see what I'm saying? Because we're just not here.
Man, we've been searching. We've been looking.
You see what I'm saying? When's the last time y'all got to speak to a Native American? Like, on a real note. Like, when was the last time someone said, I'm a Native American?
It's
And
not off. It's not off.
it's very rare.
If we do speak to them, Latinos, it's probably because of where we work. And we get along with, like I get along with most of the Latinos who work in my job. Been working with them for years. But, yeah, man, we have to, we don't take joy. We don't, when we see the Trump and ICE going to the convention, we don't glorify them. We hate them. Cause guess what? They go into the mission. They want to do it too.
Yeah.
Who's to say they won't?
Right. Yeah, that's one of it goes all the way back to, I was talking about this last night, the Indian Removal Act.
Yep.
They put in place years ago to move them out of Florida, Oklahoma,
Yep. Alabama,
Tennessee, and all
Carolina,
that. Exactly.
Tennessee,
And guess what they doing?
Dakota.
ICE kicking the Mexicans out, deporting them, but bringing white South Africans in. They just flew a plane load.
Yeah, that
in.
made me mad. I'm so mad about that. I was like, hey.
And then they said,
Gave them welfare, homes,
look,
business.
look. They said they getting killed by black people in Africa, so y'all can come over here. But we got Mexicans, Haitians, they fleeing persecution and they trying to come over here, but they can't come.
Right.
They let you know Trump full of shit. He's a
Yeah.
racist.
Not for real.
And he gonna die terrible, a horrible death.
Yeah. So,
I know who I voted for because I knew where that was gonna go. And I've never voted in my life, but I knew I had to vote then. I knew I had to. There was no choice. I felt like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. I knew where that was gonna go. You know what I mean?
so we thought,
Huh?
but the scripture actually tell us not to even vote for them.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm
We
saying.
all
I had
thought-
to vote for. I had to vote for what I thought. What I knew was right. You know
You
what I
voted
mean?
for Kamala.
I voted for Kamala because I knew. You know what I mean? I'm not like real big on like, you know, bringing everybody here like as far as, you know, people, but I like the fact that we are open to bringing in people that are being prosecuted. Right? I would feel like I'd rather have a country that would give people a chance than I would have a country that doesn't give anybody a chance. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if I want to live like that because then I'm going to be oppressing that country, and I'm still oppressing this country. You know what I mean? And I do my best to be a good stigma for my culture. You know what I mean? When I'm speaking to everybody, whether you're black, white, Mexican, you know what I mean? I try to come off a good well-being. You know what I mean? Because I know I'm gonna be judged just how I look. You know what I mean? Just walking around. You know what I mean? I just try to do my best. You know what I mean? Like I said, I read the Bible, and that's why I say I try to treat people like how I want people to treat me, because I know what it feels like to not be treated well. You know what I mean? That's just me. And I've had my spirit broken many times. I've been falsely in prison. You know what I mean? I got falsely accused and falsely in prison. I spent 2 years in prison for it. I never hated God for it. I never hated nobody for it. I sat there and I said, the only thing that I could do right now is to make sure it doesn't happen again. And that's by educating myself. I started reading law books. I started reading all types of books. There was a library there, and I read every book I can get my hands on. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I read the Bible a few times, because I just was not picking up what it was putting down. So I had to get different versions. I had to look at, you know what I mean, different books. I had to look at different religions. You see what I'm saying? I wanted to see what the big picture is.
Right.
I wasn't closed-minded to one faction. You know what I mean? I wanted the big picture. What is every single one of these religions telling us to do? You know what I mean? They're telling us to live in harmony with one another. You see what I'm saying? And to not be.
Well, the Bible actually tells us to keep holy, means to be separate. Follow his commandments, and that's going to separate us from everybody. So by following his way, you automatically by default separate ourselves from everybody else. For instance, we didn't get a chance to go into it, but some of the commandments. All right, give me Numbers 15:38. Numbers 15:38. Give me Deuteronomy 22:5. I still want that song.
We weren't allowed to powwow.
No?
I said we weren't allowed to wear any of that or powwow until after 78.
Huh?
You didn't know that? They took away our right to our ability to express our belief.
They read it.
What?
He said they took away the ability to express their belief. I just read that when it was unlawful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it wasn't until like the late 70s that they finally came out and let us powwows.
I didn't know that.
To let us dance. And it's just dancing. We're not sitting there reading anything. We're dancing. We're celebrating. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of it got taken away. So you know what I mean? We only got a spitting image of what we used to know.
You know what? I got some old books that they photocopied from back in the 16 and 1700s. And when they came over here, they studied they studied your language, everything that you did, how you ate, how you had a high priest and everything. They studied all of that. And even when having the powwow, they studied what you all were saying. And they realized, I have it written down, we'll have it at the house, that the language that y'all studied.
Yep.
So when y'all was saying God, y'all was saying Yahweh, you know, saying all these different things, and they had it written in books, knowing who he was.
Yep.
So that's why they stripped it.
Yeah.
Took that away.
Yeah.
So you don't know who you are. But do you know about these fringes though?
I don't know why.
I'll show you.
As far as what the other picture of it is.
I'll show you why that's even part of your culture, part of your history. Why do you wear it? Read it. Oh, he got it. Read it out. He took that with you.
Book of Numbers chapter 15, verse 38.
Read it out. Read it out.
Speak unto the children of Israel. You know who? Unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the border of their garments.
They're fringes. That's what these are. Fringes. In the borders of their garments. Read.
Throughout their generations.
Throughout what?
Throughout their generations.
As long as we generate that, we're supposed to have these fringes. That's part of our heritage. This way. Read.
You see in a lot of cultures too.
And that they put upon the fringe of their borders a ribbon of blue.
Upon a what?
Upon a ribbon of blue.
So on the border, upon the fringe, we're supposed to have a ribbon of blue. You can actually see that in these pictures. They got a ribbon of blue.
Yep. Turquoise.
Ribbon of blue.
Turquoise was one of the best.
Blue.
One of the favorite colors. That's actually my personal one.
Verse 39. And this shall be unto you a friend, that ye may look upon it.
This is the purpose as to why the friends were put on the borders of our hearts.
And remember all the commandments.
To look upon them in the what?
Remember all the commandments.
To remember the commandments
of the Lord, and do them.
And what?
And do them.
And do them.
And that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye go into a whoring.
After we used to go on. After we used to go do what the hell we wanted to. Following the ways of the other nations. Lord said, put these fringes on. So that when you look down, you can remember the commandments. That's why our brothers and sisters had these on their clothes. See that? But that we wear them today and don't even know why.
Right.
You know, this is a.
When I first came up, I didn't know why. You know what I mean? But now I know.
Yeah.
And it's gonna remind me. You know what I mean? Every time I see it now, that's what I'm gonna think about.
That's our
Hey,
heritage.
tell I'm pretty sure you hang around Indian. I mean, you say you are Native American. Probably tell something. Your Native American brother that might not know.
All my brothers are in prison, so I don't talk to them. My dad's in prison. It's just me. I'm not gonna lie. It's just me here. Me and my girlfriend and her family.
Hey, we here, bro.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. Though it's been, and I've been out here for 2 years. It's been real hard to find people that are just like-minded. You know what I mean, and people that are willing to open up and accept God. And you know, I mean, it's hard. I only find it in older generations. And I'm only 27, but
Yeah, we the older one.
but man, I feel like I'm. You know what I mean? Because I just, my age group is just wild, and I don't know what to do about it. You know what I mean? I don't know how I can go about it. Because they don't want to hear nothing. I'm about 4 minutes that way. Yeah, I'm downtown right now.
We're probably about once or twice a month. And be all through the city. Don't get it wrong.
Do y'all be live on stuff? What y'all live on?
Facebook, Twitch, Twitter.
I ain't never been on no live camera. I ain't gonna lie to you.
This ain't live right now.
Oh, okay.
We go live on Friday.
You need to link up with us though. I believe you'll bring a lot of information and knowledge to the table. And he'll wake up and restore our people. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing a class next week, matter of fact, where if somebody asked on the live class we were doing last night, how do Native Indians or in the Hispanic, how do they fit the curse? Basically asking how are they part of our tribe or our nation? How are we the same people?
Right.
So I'm gonna have to go into a lot of history, bring out this information to prove to people that watch how we are all the same. So,
I feel no different than you. Breathing the same air. I'm sure we're seeing the same color. You know what I mean? We see the same blue. I'm serious. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like we're all connected. You know what I mean?
right?
I don't want to say telepathically, but definitely on the same energy level.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we can connect on things like this.
Look at if it's Romans 8:16. Romans 8:16. What you had?
I haven't.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
Jeremiah. It's 50 and 30.
Okay, yeah.
One of my favorites is like Isaiah. I can't remember if it's like 1940 or 4019. I can't remember. But that was one of my favorites that I remember.
What are you going into?
You said Romans 8:16?
Yeah.
It said, for as yet he was falling upon none of them, only they were baptized in the name of the Lord Jesus. Romans. What am I? It was 8 and 16. Alright.
This is how we determine who, you know, because brother asked earlier, how do we determine who is who? We are commanded to go out to the highways and byways and speak the truth for the most time. And his sheep don't hear his voice.
This is spiritual. Book of Romans chapter 8, verse 16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
And this is what I said, the Bible still says. Your spirit bearing witness right now, seeing the atrocities, knowing who the enemy is, knowing that we got to come together as a people. Your spirit is bearing witness right now. It's showing that possibly are in Israel, according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So, but what we want to do now is show you, we brought out one commandment about wearing the fringe as part of our heritage. Let me show you something else. Give me a dietary for that.
Leviticus. You know where it's at.
That's all I'm saying because I ain't never think to find that in the Bible. You know what I mean?
Me either.
I never to find this connection.
See how we've been taught the Bible the wrong way. We haven't been taught the correct way of the Bible.
Most definitely.
Right. He said he was gonna wake us up and he gonna take the Israelites to teach other Israelites about the Bible. We can't learn the Bible from the white man, the biblical name Esau. We can't learn the Bible from
There was this passage I can't remember at the top of my head. But he talks about God talks about who am I going to send, and in the scripture it says send me, and I constantly tell myself send me, you know, in my head, or I'll say it out loud, or I'll even comment it. You know what I mean? Because that's just how I feel. I'm ready. You know what I mean for me to stand up. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm grown enough to be able to have my own wisdom.
the scripture. He said, who will stand up for you?
You did right too. I think it's Psalm 96:14.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I'm constantly saying, send me. I'm not afraid, you know what I mean? I will stand in the faces of my oppressors all day.
That's right.
Well, Psalm 94:16. Yes, sir. The book of Psalm chapter 94, verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoer? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
It's a question that the Lord asked me. You're going to stand up for me. You're going to stand up against the oppressor. Send me. That's what you're saying. So you're willing to stand up for them. Put your life on the line and do the work.
All day.
All praise. Clap it up for that, brother. That's what we need, more warriors, man. That's why we out here. We're